What's up, y'all? Thank you for another Wednesday of Meet the Shoe. Now, we're getting into immigration, right? I'm Nina.
I'm Sade.
Okay, so Nikki Haley is the Republican presidential candidate. We discussed her last week, right? But this week, here's a new thing.
She's
Um, I
hot
feel like she says things to just make us, boil us up.
to boil the
Maybe,
pot.
right. And maybe
Hype
she
us up.
Yes, and maybe she does it to get us angry and to manage our emotions, right?
And you know,
She'll
people
say
doing
something we want this week and then she'll say something
next week.
the
Right.
next week.
Uh-huh.
I dug a little bit deeper into her. Um, it seems as though she's saying anything that people are going to vote for them, right? But she's trying to be different. Both president parties constantly talk about how they will better the economy, right? Of course,
Yes.
we want to hear that because we're the ones working like a dog
Right.
and paying them, the ones that are in control of our taxes, all of the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, explain the interview that you just listened to as far as the economic part of it. What did she say
Okay.
about the
Well,
rich?
as far as numbers, she's saying that in 10 years, Social Security is going to be depleted. There
Oh,
won't be Social Security. Medicare will be gone
I
in about
already
50
knew
years.
that.
And right now, the retirement age is 65.
Wow.
I really, if 65, that's it's kind of older. We
Yeah.
shouldn't be working as hard at
Right.
that age. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to raise that. So she feels that the young adults that's coming into the working world, 18 to 21 years old, introduce this new law that she thinks that should go into play that raise the limit of retirement. Some people speculate certain numbers like 70,
Okay.
80.
Okay.
I mean, people work slower at that age, and
Right.
I know that, especially being in a salon. I have a lady that's 80 years old and she just does it for fun. She does it
Right.
to take care, get some little ins and outs that she want at
And
home.
she's so sweet.
Ain't she,
She
Elliot?
has she has her loyal customers,
That's
right?
been with her
Loyal clients.
very loyal. Yes.
And she does it so she's not sitting at home
Mm-hmm.
being forgotten about. And she's
Right.
staying in tune. It
With the world.
probably creates a space for her memory because she
Mm-hmm.
bounces off of you and then
Yes.
your younger clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a wide range of clients and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
young ones.
Yes.
And so she probably does that to stay in tune with this changing world, right?
Socialize.
That's exactly, Sade, exactly.
And
So
it's not full time. She's only 2 days a week and she
okay.
works probably like 4 or 5 hours tops.
Now, can you tell us her progress when she's overwhelmed or overworked? Can you tell us a little bit about her conversation? Because the working class citizen is praying and just in hopes to the finish line. They feel the finish line is 65, like you said, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They constantly and I know this from experience of listening to my corporate friends take out of their 401k,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they try to go and do some entrepreneurial things
Yes, like
to put back in.
baking, sewing, selling stuff, jewelry, because she's a jewelry maker too, and she sells
Yeah,
jewelry.
yeah.
So I know the physical aspect of her working. It's
Mm.
a little slower,
Okay,
and
okay.
it's paced. She
Mm,
takes her time, because
yeah,
you don't want to trip and fall because you're fragile as you get older. She
right.
even fell and broke her rib before,
Oh,
1 year,
oh,
and then the next, yeah,
I
it was
hear
so
that.
sad. And then last year she fell trying to go to the garbage can because she thinks she feels young. She acts, young at heart, but
Right,
sometimes your body won't move as fast as it did when you were in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, 50 50s,
right.
and stuff.
Right.
So she broke her wrist last summer, so she wasn't able to work as much. So
Okay.
you can see the difference in the age as you go up in age,
Hmm.
how you work, your work ethic, your mind telling you, oh, I can work, but your body is not wanting you to work that long. So
Right.
65 to me, I think
Mhm.
is a little too old, is old too long to
Right.
retire. I
Right.
think a person should be able to retire right 55, 60.
Yep.
And if they want to go part-time or do something fun or something like that, that's not a set 40-hour a week employment,
Right.
hustle and bustle, clocking in 40 hours a week, I
Mhm.
think we should be able to do that. We
Right.
shouldn't be working at 70, 80 years old.
Mhm.
And you know, and when you think of it, yeah, you want people to be 70, 80 years old that's in Congress, the House, in the Senate. Yeah. Because all of y'all like 70, 80, 90 years old, and y'all not really doing nothing but falling asleep at the pit.
Right.
Y'all not really listening to all those laws. You see a bunch of them falling asleep and
Yeah.
uh, saying whatever they want say that don't make sense to what your agenda, what you're even talking about.
Yeah.
So no, and they need to be out of there too. A whole fresh start. Everybody should be like 40, 50. This
Right. What
Congress
do
is.
you think? What do you think as far as because it's a changing world, right?
Mm-hmm,
And even though the elders, because they are 70, 80, 90, up to 90 years old in Congress, right?
mm-hmm.
What do you think that the cutoff age should be? Because honestly, a person in their 20s, I don't think that they could rule the world
They don't have enough knowledge or enough experience.
under
And
their
then
belt.
at 30, you don't have enough life experiences. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think
Worldly experience.
a great presidential candidate, right? You have to be 50, between 50 and 70. I would
Yeah.
say that, right?
Maybe I think transition maybe 45 because a lot of men mature a little later, but I've noticed a lot of men that are in that legislature, political era, political jobs, lawyers and stuff like that. They get more seasoned and more experience around 40, 45 years old and up.
Yeah, but just think, are they they're 40, between 40 and 50, are they experienced enough to run the world? Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can, okay, so you say you're a child that was you were blessed, overly blessed, you were gifted, and you had wealthy parents. So with
Mhm.
wealthy parents, normally the children get to travel the world, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Say that you want to apply to be a presidential candidate. You're in your third, we'll even go in your at over 30, between
Hmm.
30 and 50, right? Say that. You traveled the world, you see millions of things,
Hmm.
you had a lot of experience. So you're able to jot down to the American people what your life experiences. And
Right.
they're
Hmm.
able to go through, because we all use Google, which they say that you're not supposed to. You're supposed to go a lot deeper than that. But okay, you do an investigation, you go research this candidate, and
Hmm.
boom, you say, hey, they have morally correct morals, right?
Hmm.
They're fair, right?
Hmm.
Um, I think that the things that they're presenting will produce change for the world, right? Okay,
Yes.
boom. Those three things. And then later, because they normally have a way of doing this, they pull out all these bad things about them, right? Put them on the forefront. Between the age of 30 and 50, your life experiences change dramatically. Think about what you were going through. Look
Yes.
for that between 30 and 50. I mean, we're just now, getting up there, right? So
Right.
think about those experience between in our 30s versus our 40s, right? Our mind constantly changed. We weren't consistent. You're not really consistent or stuck on
Right.
um an opinion or respecting someone else's or other people's, because you're the president, you're for
Hmm. Hmm.
everybody, right?
Yes.
Think about that, right? that's why I'm saying that the mindset of a
Yes,
president
different.
between those two, but though between those two decades,
That
right?
range. Yeah.
50 and 70, it shouldn't extend past that. Give more people the opportunity to make of a change because this is America, right?
Right.
And this being the big old melting pot or the big hole of the free world, the
Mm-hmm.
change, right? To where
Mm-hmm.
they're constantly bringing in all these other cultures and people, and everybody is meshed together. Why isn't hasn't it been an opportunity besides Caucasians to be a president? Who? Barack Obama? That's it. It should be a laundry list of different cultures of people if this is the free world,
Right.
America, for people to be able to be a president. That's my take on it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, Barack Obama was what, 40, 40 something when he became
Yeah, I'm
president?
not sure of his age. We're
Yeah,
gonna have to look, we'll
make
continue to
sure.
look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, but
But so was he the youngest president?
I think so.
How old was Kennedy when he
Oh,
tried? He was elected. He didn't he
yeah, he.
passed on, but that was when they say that was one of the most impactful people
Mm-hmm.
to where the people wanted him was
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy, right?
Yes.
Now it's Trump. Trump.
Oh gosh,
Trump
yes.
is the
It's
highest.
and you know
Right
we
now, I did the stats on that.
and what is the percentage?
And so the stats for Trump is let me get it. Just got it. US president. Well, I got all this stuff on Nikki
Yeah,
as
you do have a lot of
right
Nikki.
now.
Nikki Haley is something else. I don't think she's gonna make it.
I hope that I'm honest. I was rooting for her a teensy because she was a woman and she had courage to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when I listen to the things that are on here about her, um I'm not I'm not
Impressed. It's
no,
not
I'm not
impressive at
impressed
all.
with what she's saying. She um the fact that she wants to raise people to go the
Work
limit,
life. Mm-hmm.
right? That I'm really totally against that because I sit and listen to my mother talk
Yes.
about wanting to be off, but
Mhm.
also worrying about bills after the fact.
Yes.
Then they're rushing to get done with the main job, but might go back part time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is really sad. That goes
Yeah.
back into in our mind, we say, I just want to make a big bulk of money so I can retire my mom. Majority, I'm not going to say every child, but majority of the children that have been raised by their parents and they're appreciative of their parents,
Mhm.
their goal, one of their biggest goals is to retire their parents.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
when you see it, they're making big reels about it now. And they're making these reels about all the family going to see the grandparents in the nursing home or bringing the parents from the nursing home back to the house
Mhm.
and spending time with them
Yeah.
for a week. And
Mhm.
you're showing a reel of the grandparents crying and things like that. That really says a lot
Oh,
about what the world is missing love, right?
yeah. And taking care of your elders.
Yeah, respecting them at least.
Mhm.
Like, well,
Mhm.
why would you even think to even say that you want to raise it when every working citizen that has worked all their life and they're reaching the 65, you're talking about you're going to end Social Security. So then that sends their mind mentally to go in another direction. Damn,
Yeah.
I done worked all these years to
Mhm.
be 65. I'm
Yeah.
only going to have Social Security for 10 years. So, wow, I'm not going to live past 10. You don't, well, you don't want anybody's mind
Stressed out.
going stressed out about, like you said, about being 65 years old and you don't
Mhm.
have your money that you worked for
Exactly.
all these
All
comfortable
these years. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
for
That's
them to
like
be
us.
on yachts and putting their families through private school, excuse me, going to all these elite colleges and all this. This is off the
Paying
back
a
of the
lot of money
poor.
for all this. Mm-hmm. That's like us. When she says Social Security going to be gone in 10 years. Okay, I'm not even retired yet. And I know I'm putting money into Social Security. So
Yeah, I
you tell me
mean,
I have to give my coins back?
no, you don't. When you put it in,
Oh,
when you're
goodness.
paying, when you're paying the into it as a
Mhm.
business owner, they take a lot.
They do a
They
lot.
take a lot, and they've even gotten even more strict, even with the people that are, even with the tax preparers are even
Mhm.
charging a lot. We
Yeah.
could never say overcharge, right?
Mhm.
But they're definitely charging
Charging a lot.
like
Mhm.
triple to even file it. You know why? Because their job is harder because they have to have those numbers right.
Mhm.
If the numbers aren't right, who do? We run right back to them. Oh, I got audited. Oh, they're saying this.
Yep.
They immediately ask you for the letters right away because that will restrict their job. If
Yeah,
they made a
exactly.
mistake,
Mhm.
then they will attack you. So to
Mhm.
keep the confusion down, what are we doing? We're just paying all this money all over the place and don't even know where it's going. Look at
Right.
all the money that right here with the homeless situation, right? We talk about this often on our show. The fact that the homeless are here and they're sending all that money overseas to fight this war that doesn't really have anything to do with us.
No. But they want to do everything to do with us because you laying in bed with your allies to bargaining different things like oil, petroleum, different things that is already growing and sourced from there. So you want to keep those doors open and be show that you're their friend.
Yeah, but why?
They don't back them out up, then our resources are cut short. Where else we going to get it from? Where else the U.S. is going to get it from? U.S. has messed up over the years, starting in the 60s, 70s, by even sending certain jobs, certain things that we built in the U.S.
For
going
them to purchase from
over.
us. They
Yes,
sent it overseas for
yeah,
now, us
yeah.
using them to gain the cheap labor.
The cheap
That's
labor,
why and
but that
before
cheap labor has backstabbed the United States over the years because now you don't even have the steel mills in the United States anymore. The
no, they're all
factories,
gone.
the plastic companies, and all that stuff. They're all over in the China, Thailand, different countries like that,
Right,
and they
right.
have learned our ways. They have learned how to do it better than the United States. Now they're back selling it to us. Now you don't even have a company over there. They done booted you up out of China. They done booted you out of Thailand, Philippines, and they done copied your
And
whole
steal your ideas.
whole
They
ideas
steal your ideas.
gone.
You see,
And
you
they done
noted you
10
remember.
times exited. 10 exited.
Right. Remember when we first got in, well not when we first got in, but a little time after we were got in the podcast business,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
remember was sitting with one of our mentors, Dave, and he explained that a China company paid him for social proof for
Mm-hmm.
his name, just a
Mm-hmm.
name.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was a high enclosed amount, and we asked him, was it over 1 million? He said, yeah.
Mm.
So with people watching every single thing that you do,
You
that
do.
lets you know, just
Yeah.
like we discussed last week about the Minnesota presidential candidate, right?
Yes.
For the
Yeah.
Democratic Party, Dean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the fact that his company Belvedere, right,
Yes.
had that liquor company was in so stats as far as like making money, right? As
Right.
soon as Jay-Z
Did his
said his
marketing.
name and market
Mhm.
free, he wasn't even, he is no part of the stake at all. And
No,
that company is so huge off
it
of him.
is very huge. Off of
So the
him.
power of this right here for us,
As influencers, yes, totally. Totally agree. Totally.
the against all odds, Donald Trump is back on top. Donald Trump is the new favor on the U.S. presidential election board at 110 plus, with Biden right behind him, 187.
Mm,
So um he's right behind him, right? They favored they were it used to be um that it was Biden was 150%
Okay.
and Trump was 40%, right?
He's creeping up in the he's
But
creeping up.
now he's above Biden.
Yeah. And it's hard to say. He might end up getting all those charges dropped, dismissed.
He's working on that. His endless amount of money is allowing him to buy his way out of trouble,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Um, it's just in awe as it being the American dream and the commandments and the Constitution and all of
Hmm.
that in a whole is supposed to be like the hierarchy and respect in the United States. He's beat them all.
Yeah.
He's been questionable on everything.
Hmm.
So now, in this world, where as a child, most men they'd be, oh, I want to be the president.
Hmm.
No, that is not what they're seeking no more. They're not even seeking to be an athlete. They're
Okay.
all the average child is
Hmm.
seeking to be an entrepreneur. What
Yes.
we are, what we live, right?
Right.
Because you need your mind free. And honestly, an entrepreneur's stress is on 1,000 daily.
It is, and a lot of people don't understand that. It's like you're constantly thinking of how to make sure you get paid the next day, how you are in business the next day, because everything could change overnight.
We
It's
do not we do not believe in trading time for money. That's
mm-mm.
in our soul, right? But sometimes we have to go trade some time for money because of the way the economy is, right?
Right now.
Everybody can't be entrepreneurs, right?
No.
Everybody on here on this earth meaning isn't here to be an entrepreneur. That's a
Mhm.
fact. Every single person on this earth was blessed with a gift and a talent,
Yes, they
and
were.
they are here to sell it. When they
Yeah,
say the game is sold and not to be told for
and that's what
free,
it
that
is.
is true.
True.
That is true. You are blessed with a talent and a gift, and you are to use that to make an economic gain to take care of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
your family. Nikki Haley,
Let it go.
yeah, she's not here for that.
No.
So our next topic was the
Talking about
immigrant.
immigration. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
the immigrants, which we were supposed to be talking about that at first, but now we're talking about it. But the immigrations, okay, so for immigrations in the rapper Richie Rich, he's an Oakland rapper, right? Old school,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that he suggests that every American, that's grown up in California should move away from California because the immigrants are taking over.
So there's a lot of immigrants moving there, and
They have more
their rights are being more utilized than people that are born in the United
yeah,
States.
so in California, um wait,
They're reaping the
because I have
benefits, the
I have
full
Minnesota
benefits of life, right?
and yeah, I have Minnesota and I have California. So California, according to US Customs Borders and Protection, it is around 2.5 million immigrants that board in from Mexico into California.
Mm-hmm.
And they cross into the Canadian border,
Mm.
and they have reached a record numbers. They don't have the stats for the Canadian side of it, but that's where they go,
Okay.
is into California and to Canada,
Canada.
right? And then it says in 2018 it was 44.8 million, and that was since 1965.
Mm.
So in between 1965 and 2018, it was 44.8 million immigrants placed in the U.S. system, right? And it has more than quadrupled.
Wow.
Immigrants today, immigrants today account for 13.7% of the U.S. population,
Okay.
nearly tripled the shares. It says 4.8 since 1970, right?
Mm.
And it says renewing the immigration provision, so they have 7 years for the 7-year rule.
Mm-hmm.
The Immigration Act of 1929 would update the existed registry
Okay.
stats so that the immigrants may qualify for lawful permanent resident status if they have lived in the US for 7 years, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then it says I was looking for what it would how much money. Oh, they qualify for every
Yeah.
they qualify they qualify for medical, and they get a $1,200 a month check in California, right?
Mm.
It says you can apply for uh PFL benefits even if you do not have a social security number. That's in California, right? Okay, and then it says life-changing laws of thousands undocumented immigrants in
Mm.
Minnesota.
Okay.
And in St. Paul, Minnesota, it's an estimated of 81,000 that
Immigrants.
live, work, live, and go to school in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Oh wow, just in St. Paul?
Yeah, 81,000. And it
Oh.
says non-citizens are not eligible for federally funded welfare benefits,
Mm-hmm.
may be eligible for state funded MFIP, like I said, medical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Benefits. Undocumented persons and non-undocumented are not eligible. This is in Minnesota.
Mm. Wow.
It says, and St. Paul Refuge Resettlement Agency launches nation's first guaranteed income program for immigrants. The International Institution of Minnesota is giving 25 families $750 a month for 12 months.
Mm.
So another thing about immigrants, they're posted outside of Home Depot and some
Yeah.
Menards, but mostly Home Depot. I haven't
Right.
looked into why they pick Home Depot versus Menards, right?
Right.
But they're all posted outside of Home Depot looking for work in construction.
Mm.
They can't speak English. They talk to you with their phone. They
Mm-hmm.
all have government phones, and
Right.
they state, I know how to do this. I can frame, I can fix bathrooms, I can
Mm-hmm.
do, they say that in their language, but it comes
Right.
in English for you to understand it. You
Mm-hmm.
say, how much would you charge? So then they go back over to their family and they're asked their family how much do they probably need to eat for that day, or to
Mm.
take care of what they need to take care of. I asked one of them. I
Right.
needed one to do the bathroom, right?
Okay.
How
Okay.
much would you charge to do a bathroom? Everything,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They say $400, right? I said, how many days would it take you to do it? They said 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I negotiated. I said 3 days for $300.
Mm-hmm.
They needed the money fast. They just said that's just $100 a day.
Right.
Really, it's gonna take you less than that to do that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a
Wow.
way to negotiate, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I learned in that is that everybody out here is looking for a way to make a dollar, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Everything is negotiable, everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And instead of them sitting there wasting time walking around looking for work, boom, they want to get the first, they'll take the first job and they will do it for less because it's going to pay for something.
Yes.
So the immigrants are taking away what we been trying to get the whole time we've been on this earth in this country.
Right. Yeah. So, did he do a good job with the
Yes,
bathroom?
yes, he did.
Really?
Yeah, he did. I mean, you don't know, it's hard to communicate because if they don't have their phone by them or the phone die, you know what I'm saying? Then what, how do you
Yeah.
translate
Thanks.
the
Yeah.
language, right? But
Mhm.
hey, that they're asking the immigrants to come up in your house for you to rent your house out to them and allow them to live with you so they can learn the way. You basically telling somebody to come in and steal. Not to say that they will,
They
but I'm
will,
saying
right.
you're coming in my house. I'm going to teach you everything that I've known and worked for, and I can't go out there and get a job. They're going
Hmm.
to pick you over me
Hmm.
because you're going to be cheaper than me.
Yeah, they will do it.
And then what is that? So you'll start seeing more Americans homeless and without. And then the foreigners come in and live in the way that you've been desiring to live and that you've been working to live all these years.
But aren't we seeing that now with a lot of our people are homeless. The
Yeah.
people that worked, I don't know, that were in the army, the Vietnam, or they're all outside.
Yeah, the veterans can't even get a place to stay.
Hmm. So,
And barely, and they barely can get benefits of any kind.
right.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yes.
What
But
we
so you know what? Guess what? So Diddy,
yeah.
he drops the lawsuit against Ciroc and DeLeon.
Yes.
Why did he drop the lawsuit? Maybe
Because
he don't understand what's going on.
I think that they came in an agreement.
Hmm.
They can't get rid of him at all, right?
But they
He
said
did,
he's off. He's away. He stepped away from the business.
yeah, but he still
Has some stake in it.
has stake in it. You can't just dissolve and I just take. They could have paid him off
Mm-hmm.
in an undisclosed amount, and
Mm-hmm.
he would try to reinvent himself. But I feel like they have diminished him like to the
Yes.
lowest. Like
Mhm.
there's so many people. Did you see that Omarion from B2K even came out and talked about how Diddy sexually some sexual act with him as well,
Get
right?
out of
He was
here.
on a podcast talking about that. And when you sit back and you look and you say, hey, um,
Mm.
how many acts of sexual abuse against minors are they going to come up with, right? For people to say, come back and say something good about them. What can you come back and say? You
You
can't
can't cut. You
come
can't
back.
come back
You
for
gotta
anything.
hide. You can't go into a room.
Mm-mm.
You everybody that when you're going in a room, there's a whole bunch of this and a whole bunch
Yeah.
of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a
That's
whole bunch of under talking under your breath. It's a bunch of text messaging going back and forth
or
about,
saying
you
he's
know,
here. Watch your kids. Put your kids up.
yeah.
Oh,
I
baby.
don't know. I don't see him
Um,
coming back from that.
Me either. Oh, and then more and more people coming out. It's crazy. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
is. Yes. Well, you
Well,
want to close us out?
yes. Thank you guys for tuning in to Meet the Shoe. We would love for you guys to subscribe, like, and share our content. It's
Yes.
nothing wrong. It costs 0 cents, $0.
Okay.
So go ahead and support our um, sponsors if you can, if you want. We have
Mhm.
Bossed Up Beauty, we have Cashmere Lux Hair Salon, hair products, and we have Lena Beans. Y'all
Yes.
can see the everything and click the links. Click
All
the link.
right.
Have a nice day, guys.
Yay.